What's going on? We back, Goodfella Sports TV. Your boy CJ Goodfella, Mr. One Time for the one time. Shout out to everybody that joined us on the live stream this afternoon. And I told you this video was coming. We chopped it up, and this became the title of the video. And the gist of this video is going to be about the WBC Canelo Charlo Triple G situation, and if Triple G fails to fight the mandated fight, the title eliminator with the interim title holder and mandatory Jermell Charlo to get the right to fight Canelo in the third fight, that they should just drop him from the WBC rankings altogether and order Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo. Okay, and so that's what it's about. See, if I believe if Canelo and Triple G fight and Triple G fails to go through with his mandated fight with Jermell Charlo, I believe that once again they should drop Triple G, Gennady Golovkin, from their rankings altogether for not following the rules. And if he go to the zone and they set up a Canelo versus Triple G trilogy, even though I know WBC won't do this, they shouldn't sanction Golovkin to fight Canelo Alvarez. Period. He didn't want to follow the rules. Just because he goes over to the zone and tries to go through whatever you want to call it, a loophole, and fight Canelo, they shouldn't sanction that fight. He didn't follow the rules. He didn't fight who y'all told him to fight. And just because Canelo chooses to give him a third fight, I don't think they should fight for the belt. And that's just how I feel about that situation. Now, in my opinion, what should happen is they shouldn't have to wait till January to name Jermell Charlo a mandatory, the 100% mandatory to Canelo Alvarez, the absolute mandatory. They should just, in my opinion, order him and Willie Monroe to fight. Willie Monroe is in the top 5 of the WBC rankings. They can order Jermell Charlo versus Willie Monroe as the final title eliminator. I seen way worse. I seen them, do Eric Molina, that was like number 14 in the WBC, and Dominic Brazil, who was like number 5 or 6 in the WBC or 4 in the WBC. And Dominic Brazil got a mandatory shot in the WBC off of fighting like a number 13, 14, or 12 Eric Molina. So these both fighters, Willie Monroe is in the top 5. Charlo ain't ranked, but he's the interim title holder. That's why he's not ranked inside the top 10. So if Triple G fails to, take the mandated fight with Charlo for the title eliminator, right to fight Canelo, December 22nd, the WBC should mandate Jermell Charlo and Willie Monroe, a guy inside the top 5 versus the interim title holder, for the mandatory to fight Canelo Alvarez. Jermell Charlo shouldn't have to continue to pay sanctioned body fees to the WBC and jump through hoops. All right? Seriously. That should be the title eliminator fight. Jermell Charlo versus Willie Monroe. Since Triple G don't want to take the fight, Triple G should be dropped out the top 10. The winner of Willie Monroe, Jermell Charlo, should be mandated to fight Canelo Alvarez next year. Period. And then, if Canelo Alvarez don't want to fight them, his next fight, then you strip him. Or he has to pay Charlo or Willie Monroe, which most people think it's going to be Charlo that win. He got to pay the winner step-aside money if the winner chooses to take step-aside money. If the winner don't take step-aside money, then they got to strip Canelo Alvarez, period. And that's going to show you, what the WBC real intentions is. And what we found funny reading the article, and I'll link this article to the description if I forget, it's in Boxing Scene. I put in a live chat earlier. Okay, they did this article about 5 in the morning, this morning, Monday, okay? Was it November 19th, all right? And they say the WBC president, Mauricio Sulaiman Jr., said he's still hoping that Gennady Golovkin can take the title eliminator fight versus Jermell Charlo. That would mean that would buy them more time for Canelo to fight somebody else in May, and then eventually it'll buy him an entire year until September, the end of the year, to fight the mandatory. See, they want to keep getting that 3% or that fighter's cut, sanctioned body cut out of Canelo purse. They don't want to go from 3% of $30 million on his fight purse to 3% of $1 million or $2 or $3 million from Charlo or Triple G. That's a huge cut. So they want to buy Canelo Alvarez as much time as they want to. And like I said in the live stream before, the WBC respects 3 things: Mexican fighters that do whatever for Mexican fighters, and fighters that bring in a lot of money. And you got Canelo Alvarez, that's a Mexican fighter that brings in a ton of money. So they're not gonna do what's right for for the boxing fans of what's the right thing to do for their sanctioning belt body, they're going to continue to be corrupt. Okay? They're going to continue to probably order Triple G and Charlo to fight again. Mauricio Sulaiman going to try to, get Triple G to fight Charlo again. Triple G ain't going to fight him. He probably going to go to the zone and try to fight Canelo. Go to the zone to fight Callum Smith. They're going to order Charlo to fight another rinky-dink mandatory. Canelo Alvarez is going to be able to get away what he want to get away with. Okay? He going to be able to get what he want to get away with. And they're going to play Charlo. And Charlo's going to come down to Charlo saying, like, give me my sanction belt money back. We're suing the WBC. All right? It's going to come down to suing them or getting their sanction belt money back. Or just taking step-aside money from Canelo Alvarez. And that's what the situation about to be. You can say what you want to say, about the situation, but they're going to play him. Real talk, they're going to play that guy. They're going to play him really, really hard, but, it is what it is. But I think, I think that's just what it is, man. I think that should be the scenario. If Triple G, don't want to, play fair, and fight his title eliminator, then watch Jermell Charlo have to take a stay busy fight, then have to come back and fight a title eliminator when he's fighting a guy in the top 5 in Willie Monroe already. Just go ahead and order that. If that was Canelo Alvarez in this situation, they will order Canelo Alvarez versus anybody inside the top 15. And if that guy he was fighting, if he didn't have a title, hypothetically speaking, if that guy he was fighting wasn't inside the top 15, you dig? They would rank him. They would pay for him to get ranked, knock somebody out, and they would sanction that for the title eliminator. WBC is biased. They some hypocrites, and they crazy. And like I said before, I don't know if I elaborate on this point. They said in that article, okay, that hopefully I remember linking in the description by the time I dropped this video, that Canelo Alvarez, as a champion, he was entitled to a special title defense. Basically a voluntary title defense by him being the champion. Well, what happened with that with Sean Porter? You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter was a champion. Don't Sean Porter get a special title defense too? And he get a special title defense too. He said all WBC champions get a special title defense. Well, why didn't Sean Porter fight Errol Spence? Why did y'all order 2 mandatories, really 3 mandatories? Y'all ordered Keith Thurman, Andre Berto, and your Dennis Hughes. So it's something ain't right about these WBC rules, man. Somebody really need to really sue them, man. For real. Something catastrophic got to happen for them to play fair. Ever since, and they probably always been corrupt, ever since Mauricio Sulaiman Jr. took over, man, WBC is terrible, man. Terrible. Everything has always been about money with these sanction belt bodies. But it's going to take for somebody to sue them through the Muhammad Ali Act and bankrupt them. If I'm Charlo, I'm that guy. They keep playing me. I don't want to fight another title eliminator. I'm the interim title holder. I paid my sanctioning belt body fees. Either I get a shot at Canelo next year, his next fight, or y'all can give me all my money back. Okay, matter of fact, I'm gonna need tax on that. Because I dropped out the WBA, I dropped out the IBF, I dropped out the WBO titles, which I could have got a title fight to take this WBC interim title. So I'm gonna need you to double or triple up all the sanctioning belt money you took from me. Because that messed my career up. That set me back. Now I got to go get re-ranked in the WBO. Now I got to get petitioned to get re-ranked in the IBF. Now I got to be petitions to get ranked back in the WBA. When I could have had a title shot before Danny Jacobs, that would have been my title shot in the IBF versus Derevchenko, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm Jermell Charlo. I could have fought Demetrius Andrade, or I could have fought Billy Joe Saunders if I didn't jump out those rankings for the WBC. I was ranked higher than most of them guys in the rankings. But I took the interim title hoping that you guys would be fair and give me my title shot. But you didn't do that. And Jermell Charlo would have a case to sue the hell out the WBC and make an example out of him. Play fair or get out. It's too many subjective rules. They don't have no hardcore rules. All the rules are at the WBC discretion. When we vote, it's at our discretion. Man, forget that, man. The fighters need to take a stance, man, and go against the WBC. They mad biased towards Mexican fighters. They mad bias versus fighters that bring in a lot of money. All they in the game is for money. Why are they so prestigious? For what? Because it's a green belt. It's not prestigious because Floyd said it's prestigious. The belt that should be the most prestigious is the belt that's the most strictest. The belts that go by their rules. The belts that understand the fighters. And at the end of the day, that's not the WBC, man. They're not going to do what's right for the situation. Charlo not going to get a shot at Canelo in 2020. He going to sit back. He going to shut up. He probably going to take step-aside money. And he going to let them step all over him. You know what I'm saying? You know? And watch, Golovkin going to get a shot at Canelo in the third fight before Charlo get his shot. He going to continue to hold that trinket WBC title. He went over to Premier Boxing Champions at the Fox thing holding that fake title. I wouldn't want to hold no fake title. You ain't the real title holder. You ain't no real WBC title. You holding that belt like it means something. It don't mean I wouldn't want to hold no intern belt. The real title holder is over at the Zone. I wouldn't carry that belt, flaunt that belt around, keep that belt in my house. You like an intercontinental title holder. You know, you like a bottom bitch with that belt, man. Wearing their stuff and they playing you, bro. And they probably talking on the phone every day, telling them something, hyping his head up, finessing them with BS, trying to sell them to him like it's facts. And watch Triple G hop right over his head and get that shot. Danny Jacobs hop right over his head and get that shot before he will. You know? And they going to order him to fight some Fugazi guy when you already fought a guy in the top 5. They going to order him to fight David Lemieux, who like number 3 or 4 or something like that. Well, we got to order you to fight David Lemieux. They going to try to get him over to the Zone somehow, some way. Order a purse bid. He going to go over. He going to have to, and then he going to have to, Oscar De La Hoya, he might lose the purse bid in the Zone. You know, then, you know, David Lemieux got to come over here. They might pull David Lemieux out and say, we don't want the title eliminator. You know, because they lost the purse bid. And then WBC say, oh, we got to order another title eliminator. They're going to stretch this thing out. He on the wrong side of politics until, you know, these black American fighters figure out that they got the juice. And they will make these belts popping. And they figure out that they can boycott the WBC and say F it and only fight for a certain belt. Or get somebody together and get some real sanctioned belt bodies that's stationed in the United States where they're subjects to the rules of this jurisdiction. They don't be in South America or Poland or Switzerland where they can make all their rules and steal all y'all money and rob y'all of money and don't put nothing back in the American community. That's what they doing. These sanctioned belt bodies taking this money, going back to the Mexican community, put money in the Mexican pockets. You show me where they went to the hood and did some community service in Houston and Detroit and New York and Florida and Grand Rapids and Vegas where some of them fighters from them places then put millions of dollars in they sanctioned bodies. They going back to the kids in the hospitals in Mexico. That's cool. But as a brother, don't you want your money to go to or something in your neighborhood or something in the inner city? And ain't nobody ever broke it down like that before. Nobody ever broke it down like that before. You know? Nobody ever broke it down like that before. They getting all these black American money, all this American money, and they ain't putting nothing back in the community, and they doing American fighters and black fighters like this, playing them. If Jermell Charlo could take a stance right now, he don't get a shot next, sue. Ask your money back and pull your money back from them, get with the PBC fighter and say F the WBC. And tell Al to go fix that shit, and if he don't fix it, I ain't fighting for it, and I'm going to start a petition, I'm going to boycott the WBC. It's time for these black American fighters and these American fighters in general, Dominicans that came over, Cubans that came over, Canadians, North American fighters that came down to take a stance against the WBC and its corruption, man. But they won't. They still want to fight Canelo Alvarez after he pissed hot and continue to take shit. But in my opinion, allegedly. It's Goodfellas Sports TV, man. Make sure you check us out. We on Facebook, Twitter. Also, you can hit me up in the email. Y'all got video requests. You can add me on Twitter, DM me on Facebook, email me. DM me on Twitter, man. Business inquiry, sponsorship, whatever the business may be. Want to make a donation to the channel, the link's in the description. Please do your boy a favor. Share the videos. If you ain't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon button. We trying to get to 10,000 subs, man. I did it all organic. Didn't pay for a view, man. I did everything off the muscle. Hustled this channel on my own. And I definitely appreciate everybody that supported us, shared our videos, interact with us on Twitter, Facebook, and all the kind words of encouragement through the last couple months. For real, man, I work hard. I put blood, sweat, and tears in this, man. I don't do a show in the morning and then don't ever do a video for the